Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome to EVE Talk, your weekly look at the markets in EVE Online. And I had really a lot of luck with that Serpentisfy outpost just a few days ago, 200 million in a single site. That's pretty good, especially knowing that some of the loot has been nerfed a little bit for the 4 out of 10s in high sec. So that was really lucky, and that puts my exploration rewards at like 650 million in 2 weeks, with I would say maybe 6 or 7 days of actual exploring heavily during the evening and not bothering too much with it for about half the week as well, half a week to 7 days, because I am currently working on a lot of the Rift videos. But we're here for the market. So let's start out as always with the minerals. Tritanium, let's have a look at the chart. Definitely still going down, heading for the 5 ISK band. And what's it doing right here in Jita? 511, so I think that's another 10 cents down from last week. Yeah, it's heading for 5 ISK. Let's see if it can break that. If it does, that's really not looking good. Let's have a look at the it's gonna be really hard, you know. Right here you can see one data point just at the end of April that went below 5 ISK. 5-day moving average moved right back up, so I do think we'll see a bottom at around 5 ISK, and I don't think it's going to break that. Let's have a look at pyrite, if that one's still going down as well. That's not as clear. I would say it's holding on at the current price. Yeah, this is flat. As you can see, the 5-day and the 20-day moving average are moving right in tandem, and the 5-day moving average is like right above or right below the 20-day moving average. So it's definitely found its price at the current level. So let's have a look what that is. 1307, 1305. So yeah, 13 ISK or ISK is the bottom for pyrite at the moment, and it's looking like it's stable and found its price after all the changes in Odyssey. And now let's have a look. Oh, I'll go for Mexalon here. That one is still, ooh, actually that one looks pretty bad because it's broken 40 ISK at the end right here, although the 5-day moving average is moving back up. But it's not as pronounced. As you can see right here again, at the end of April we also had a sharp drop with a few data points below 40, but the market reacted to that breaking of 40 ISK with a serious move back up towards 45. Right here you can see that once again the 5-day moving average broke 40 ISK, but it's not moving back up as sharply, and it's actually dragging the 20-day moving average below 40. So that's not looking too good. Let's have a look at prices in station 4037, 4002. So it looks like in Jita itself, prices have recovered just back above 40, but that bottom is in danger. And if it does, you look out below, because then 39, 38, 37, 35 are all definitely possibilities for a new band of normal trading. So yeah, if you're a high sec miner and you're trading your Mexal, I'd say look out below, because if this continues to be broken, it could really go another 5 ISK down before the market settles. That would be pretty bad for high sec miners. This week I'll have a quick look at some of the other ones. Let's have a look at what Zydrine has been doing. Also dropping after that rise up until May, and now it's stabilizing at, well, still above 800. So that's decent, I would say. Let's have a look at Noxium then. Very similar chart. It's been rising quite well up until May, and then yeah, probably just before the expansion launch, now it's gone back down and it's settled at 850 or above that. So yeah, it's still decent. Even if you look, I think, at the 1-year chart, yeah, it's still pretty high on the 1-year chart too. Zydrine on the average of the 1-year chart. Let's have a look at Megasite. Well, this is a different chart on the whole year, but I'm pretty sure if I go for the 3-month chart, you can see again a slow rise up towards the expansion and then a sharp drop here, and now it's settling at around 2000. And for the 1 year, well, Megasite is actually on the low end. Strangely enough, you know, we've seen it hang around the 2200 for quite a while, and now it's gone right back to 2000. So yeah, Megasite is actually pretty cheap historically for the year. Isogen is still decently high sec, so that one's been going down a little bit here. It's actually gone below 140. Let's have a look at the price here. 140.87, 138. So that one again is in my opinion at danger of breaking that 140 barrier, and then we're again looking at the 120 to 140 price band that could become the new normal for Isogen. Yeah, so Isogen and Mixalon, it's looking like the market wants to breach those bottom levels and go lower, but I think there's some people that are taking the opportunities to stock back up on Isogen whenever it goes at below 140, and same for Mixalon when it goes below 40, keeping the price just above that. But the question is, how long are they willing to keep that up? You know, if that price keeps getting tested, at some point they'll say, screw it, just let it go lower, and then it actually will, and it could become an even more serious correction for minerals. So pretty interesting, but a general downtrend is definitely here in all the minerals now since the launch of Odyssey. So we'll have a look at the impact on Tech 1 chips. Drake is going back down. Drake has been moving quite violently, but if we look at the 3-month chart here, yeah, going back down below 50 million, probably in price. Yeah, 48,600, 46,800 for the buyers. So 50 million has been breached again, although it's still way away from the lows of the year, which were as low as 46 for the sell orders. But definitely a downtrend here at the moment for the Drake, so be careful of that. Let's have a look at the Maelstrom then to get a feel of a battleship, also going down here. So that's interesting. It seems that the downtrend in minerals is finally having its impact on the Tech 1 chips, because Maelstrom broke the 200 million band. It's like trying to hold on at 195, but as you can see, the rest of the 3-month chart is well within the 200 to 205 million. It went back up towards 210 for a while, but now it's definitely corrected below the 200 million. And I think for the 1-year chart, I'd say for the last 6 months this is a very low price, but it's been lower before that, around September, so that was like around the winter expansion. Yeah, pretty interesting to see that now finally the Tech 1 chips are also starting to drop after the minerals have. Let's have a look at the Tech 2 market then. As always, I like to take a look at the battle cruisers, the command ships, because I think some of those become trade worthy. Absolution, as you can see, big spike to 260, drop below 220 now. I'd say yeah, it's worth to take a look at it if you have some ISK to spend on some trading. Look at that. You might want to see if you want to buy some and wait for another spike. The Damnation, that's still too early, but it's trending back down after reaching above 300 million, and it's going back down now. So yeah, if you can again buy some below 250, keep an eye out for that. These markets are volatile enough that you get plenty of opportunities. The Nighthawk also trending down. Let's have a look at 3-month chart, but it's still pretty high, so I wouldn't be looking at the Nighthawk at the moment. Vulture still trending up, so yeah, I'd say you need to have bought those. Astarte seems low. Let's have a look at the 1-year chart. Yeah, it's definitely heading for lows towards 200 million, and as you can see, we get some spikes at 230, 220. So if you can buy those below 200, I'd say that's a good opportunity. The EOS is working on its highs now, 240 with lows of going around 200. You know, you can definitely see data points where people picked up EOSs below 200 million, and now you could sell them for 240. So I think this definitely shows that there is trading opportunity in the command ship market. The Claymore isn't moving that much. As you can see, this is a pretty flat chart, and the Sleipnir, whoa, it's definitely working on lows for the year. So I'm not sure why that is. You can still see some spikes, you know, 230 to 250, but they are working on very low prices for the year. So Sleipnir maybe longer term investment opportunity there. Pick those up at the current prices, which are around 236, 228 for the buy orders. So yeah, if you can buy some below 230, I'd say on the 1 year chart, you know, most of the time it's been well above that, and this could be a buying opportunity. Although it's hard to say on the chart. It does seem like a general trend over the year that the Sleipnir has gone down. So maybe there's just more people producing them. It is a possibility as well, but you do see these general spikes right here in the middle, there and there, which would still yield you selling opportunities even if you bought them at a bit of a higher price. So I like the command ship market at the moment for trading. I think it's pretty obvious. Look for those high prices to sell, and look for some really cheap buying opportunities below the general bottoms in order to pick them up, and you can definitely make some nice money. Tech 3 markets, melted nano ribbons, 5-day moving average looks like it's want to work at the top, but 20-day moving average still trending up well above 6 million now. Yeah, 6.5 million for the sell orders, pretty good, you know. Historically, on the 1 year chart, you know, it's been almost at 4.5 million, trading at 6.5 million. That's a significant margin between the two, and yeah, it's also working at a high for the year right there. Look at that, definitely trending up towards those 7 million. It's a selling opportunity at the moment, I would say, for melted nano ribbons. If you can go out in the wormholes, gather some and sell them, you're looking at some pretty good money at the moment. Let's have a quick look at the Tengu then. It's corrected a little bit. What about the Loki? That's also finally corrected. Is this a general trend? Let's have a look at the other two. Strategic Tech 3 cruisers. We also have the Legion. Yeah, finally back on an uptrend. And a Galente Proteus, also not as noticeable, but definitely also on an uptrend. So it looks, it's a small opportunity here for the Tech 3 cruisers to have found their bottom. And maybe if you had the idea of buying some, it could turn out to be a good idea. Keep in mind though, there are still rumors floating around that CCP is going to nerf the Tech 3s further, which would be bad news for people investing at this point. I don't have the cojones to go and buy Tech 3s at the moment, because we have really no idea which ways the changes of those ships are going to be when they finally come. And yeah, it's just a little bit too risky at the moment. It's too murky to decide on investing in the Tech 3s for me at the moment. Technetium, that's probably continuing at it. Oh my god, from 100k to well below 20k. In fact, prices are below 10k. Oh my god, that's a total crash of that market. And I don't really know what stuff to check for the R64 moons. So I would say question of for this week, give me some. Damn it, there goes my cell phone. Just a second. There you go, just an alarm. So like I was saying, if you have some of the materials that I could check next week to view the impact of the change with the R64 moons becoming the most valuable, put them down in the comments, so I'll have a look at that next week. Should be pretty interesting. Galente fuel blocks, what are those doing? Oh, they're really correcting back towards 14k. So I'd say that the ice changes has not had a serious impact on fuel prices. on the longer term. In fact, we're maybe a month in, and they're heading right back towards 14k. All of this bubble right here was speculation money with really big highs, but it looks like people are still happily mining ice in high sec, and that the impact on the fuel market is not that big. It could be that people have enough reserves, but why would you be dumping them on the market after a correction like this? I don't know. I think it's still too low. If there's really a change in supply, I think we would see a much higher price where it would hold up and not this big reaction. And finally, of course, the Plex. Let's have a look at that. It's corrected from its top. It's heading below 540. Prices in station, yeah, 540 for the sellers, 528 for the buyers. But yeah, it came from a top of around 560. Oh, and right here you can see though the 5-day moving average crossing back above the 20-day moving average, just below the 540 million band. So this could be a bottom that's going to be harder to break, where people are willing to buy Plex at 540 or just below 540. Just constantly, it might just be bumping that price back up again. So it's going to be interesting because the summer is generally a lower activity period, with less Plex trading as well because of that. And it's going to be interesting to see if it can maintain this price of around 540 throughout the summer, or if it's going to drop some more before picking up because of the winter expansion, and which I think is going to be the sell opportunity for Plex. Anyways, that's it for this week's EVE Talk. I'll see you all next time.